Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got a short little knife review / knife overview to share with you guys. This is the CJRB Nanner. Can you tell why it's called the Nanner? It kind of, well, honestly, a banana doesn't have this S-shaped curvature. Really, the one that looked most like a Nanner was the yellow one, which I'm going to tell you right now is one of the only, it's a really inexpensive knife, right? It's kind of got that Dmitry Sienkiewicz kind of curvature to it. But really, the gimmick is that it's called the Nanner, kind of resembles a banana, especially when it's the yellow one, which I was so bummed out they didn't send me, right? This is the perfect example of I'm going to call this like a TikTok knife. You see this knife on TikTok and there's somebody showing it like, check this out, right? It's one of the few TikTok shop type videos where the knife that's being shown isn't some absolutely cringe counterfeit of, you know, a Benchmade or a Spyderco. You know, it's an authentic knife. It's just funny and people are drawn to it because it looks like a banana and there's a color of one that's a banana and it's pretty cheap. I mean, that's the whole idea here. So really though, it's a $45 knife. It's CJRB quality. It's G10 AR RPM 9. It's not really a whole lot different on paper than other CJRBs. It's just, it's called the Nanner, and it's kind of funny. I'm still going to give you guys my thoughts on the blade and handle design, things like that. I'll link it down in the description. You guys can pick it up if you want to. It does help my channel when you use those links. But that's entirely up to you. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me and to CJRB for sending it in. Overall length of the Nanner, which is fun to say. They're starting to win me over on that. Why didn't you guys send me the yellow one? Me. Come on, guys. It's me. It's me. You sent me the green one. This one's ripe, huh? No, it's a Nanner Metal Complex. It's just a ripe one. It hasn't turned yellow yet. Come on, guys. 7 1/4 inches. Blade length 3 1/8. Cutting edge 3 1/4. Yeah, blade length 3 1/4. Cutting edge 3 1/4. Size comparisons. Oh yeah, make sure all your notifications are turned on for the Metal Complex YouTube channel. That way you guys don't miss my Friday night live knife giveaways. It's a good time. People always complain that they miss them because they didn't get notifications. Make sure yours are on. Up against the 80-10 in the Excalibur. Any custom skills you find in this section can be found down in the description under Original Goat and others. It's kind of a medium-sized knife, right? It's not as big as some of these larger knives. Kind of medium. Let's put it up against the Spyderco PM2 and the Spyderco Para 3. Much closer in size to the Para 3. In fact, very close, but way more cutting edge. Thanks to that Persian, that heavy belly Persian or trailing point blade, whatever you want to call that. Finally, up against the Benchmade grip cylinder, in this case the Ritter Hogue and the Hogue Deca. How's the action? It's pretty much like any other CJRB knife that I've ever handled. There's some lock stick. I am so nervous. You see this? This is how I brace when I do this. I get so nervous because the blade comes really close to my hand. Yikes. I think it's not quite passing as close as I want it to, but like if you can see like where I'm bracing, look at that. I get so nervous because I bet you might be like me. Have you gotten sliced right here before? I have, right? The blade to handle ratio on this is close to 1 to 1. I don't think you'll actually cut yourself, but it makes me nervous every single time. There's also a little bit of lock stick, which means the anxiety that's built up while I break that, I'm like, ugh, every time. It does function as intended, right? Could just be me. Got a little bit of kind of pointy. This price should have been domed off at least one more step down. But it functions. It's got the bearings and all of that, and CJRB generally has good fit and finish. I can't complain too much. It also has a front flipper, which is not my favorite thing to use. It's there if you really want to. Can I do it with the side of my index finger? Yeah, so okay, it's fine. I mean, it's not, nothing here is like, oh my gosh, right? It's just typical. It's what I'm used to experiencing at this price point. Carry profile thickness up against the Spyderco Para 3. It's a little bit thinner. Length and height up against the PM2 and Para 3. This is a pretty easy object to carry. I mean, the banana shape, you know, a lot of people are going to point out, it looks like a banana in a closed position, Metal Complex. Okay, all right. You shouldn't use that voice when you imitate me. It makes me feel bad. Sorry. Listen, yes, it does look more like a banana in the closed position, but I want it to be, but the first time I saw it was in the open position, so that's where I carry it. You're right. It looks more like a banana in a closed position. This banana shape, turns out, is a pocket-friendly shape, small pocket banana. I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere. Overall, carry profile's fairly, I mean, like, it's not the same as a Para 3. It's not going to take up any more room than the Para 3, probably a little bit less. So yeah, pretty easy object to carry. Let's go ahead and do a hardware check. I'll get out my tools as per usual. My tools are very inexpensive and very recommendable. You can find them right down in the section of my description that talks about the tools I use on this channel. We have a T8 pivot, T8 body screws. That's awesome. And then, oh, have you done it? Did you do it? You didn't. I do like this pocket clip though. CJRB, is this going to be like a new thing that you do? Also want to give everybody a look here at the designer logo. I'm not familiar with the designer, but I wanted you guys to see that. I wish it was T8 for the pocket clip screws. I really like this pocket clip. It's got high tension on it, but the design, like if it had less tension, it'd be perfect. The design on it, the shortness and the bill, all that's really good. It reminds me of that Benchmade clip that's on, there we go, the bug out. Pretty good. Like it. Anyways, it's a crossbar lock. Those aren't super fun to take apart the first time, but it's far from impossible. As long as you have the right tools for the job, you should be good to go. Let's measure the blade stock thickness while I've got the calipers here in my direct line of sight. The overall length here is overall blade stock thickness is 103 thousandths, very thin. And then weight on this guy. From materials AR RPM 9, G10. We have an aluminum backspacer, various colors obviously. And then I think, yeah, full steel liners that have been nested, which is nice. We don't typically see that at the right around the $40 range. 2.4 ounces, very good ratios, very lightweight, way past ultra lightweight, and the balance is just right there, kind of behind the, not the primary index finger position, right behind it. So, okay, meat and potatoes time. It really does look like a Dmitry Sinkovich design, doesn't it? There's some ZTs that are big. You know, it almost looks like a cat that's, you know, it maybe the cat was relaxing and another cat came up and the cat's like, and they start to become, you know, like a W. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it makes me think of. Personally, I don't like these curvatures. The less straight a knife is most of the time, I will make exceptions for knife designs like the Stitch and a couple of others, but this sort of S-shaped curvature bothers me aesthetically for some reason, right? But that's me. As ergonomically, I gotta admit, it's fairly comfortable. And the jimping here, the index finger position and how it complements the thumb, like where it braces on the jimping, is pretty good. I don't feel like I'm going to run my finger up on the blade there. I'll let you guys take a look at that plunge grind while we're right here. Lots of belly, right? We got a nice tip for poking. Truthfully, it's a pretty utilitarian shape. Obviously, it's going to be, you know, light to medium duty, general EDC tasks, pocket knife stuff, right? This isn't a pocket knife that you should be doing anything super heavy duty with, right? If you really want to just get a cold steel, and if you're looking at cold steel, you might as well be looking at a fixed blade. I mean, right? And honestly, if we're even questioning all that, it's likely that you should be looking at a different tool altogether. So you either have to admit that you're forcing your knives into roles that knives are not made for, and then go ahead and use them anyway, or just use the right tool. That's kind of like the end of that argument every single time. But yeah, I mean, it's a fairly delicate tip, and it's a pretty thin, you know, blade in general, and it's a folding knife, so you just use it for EDC tasks. But yeah, I mean, truthfully, the ergonomics do kind of work. I get why knives are kind of shaped like this, right? I don't think Dmitry Sinkovich was the first person to create this general aesthetic, but it is like wildly similar to this, specifically that one ZT knife, which is based on a Dmitry Sinkovich custom. That's what it really reminds me of, right? Let's see. Peel Ply Texture G10, which is a nice stonewash finish here. You have a couple of different finish options. Peel Ply Texture G10, which is fine. Looks good, right? Fit and finish, seating of the hardware, all that, all the way around is really good. Edge thickness, it's pretty thin behind the edge. The factory bevel is also pretty nice, pretty even on both sides. No complaints there. We have mounting positions for left and right-handed carry, which is good because the locking system is ambidextrous. It makes perfect sense. I do like that they added the little aluminum backspacer. It gives a little bit of character there, right? It gives me the yellow that I'm missing. Like, somebody at CJRB was like, don't send Metal Complex the yellow one. Send him the green one. Who was it? Huh? Who said don't send him the yellow one? We know everybody wants the yellow one, but don't send that to Metal Complex. Who was it? Tell me who it was. I want to know. Give me a name. I'm so buttered. They didn't send me the yellow one. Like, come on. I would have done a whole skit on TikTok. You guys messed up. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Send me the yellow one. Pocket clip, like I said, there's a lot of retention on it. Really tight. And it's going to definitely fray up your pants, not because the texturing is aggressive, but because of how tight the pocket clip was. In and out of the pocket was fine. It's just like a lot of friction, you know? So just be wary of that. Lock up, completely and totally solid. No blade play up, down, left, right. A little bit of lock stick. Sometimes we get that with crossbar locks. No pivot lash. Pretty smooth in here. You can feel the bearings a little bit, but I'm not going to judge it too hard on a $45 knife. The D10 is created by the Omega spring tension, rolling over the rounded tang of the blade. And it feels good. It feels normal. I mean, exactly what you'd expect, right? It's easy to flick out. How much is it? It's $45. Is it super special? I mean, aside from just like the banana, but also can be used as, you know, like that's pretty much the only reason. Like the other two versions of this knife, if you're just like really, if you're like, oh man, I love that profile and you know, I'm okay with them, like then sure, then you know, buy those other ones. For me, I was like, I'm interested in that one yellow one because it's called the Nanner and it looks kind of like a banana. Like that's just kind of funny, like baseline, lowbrow, whatever, like barely internet meme level, like, you know, like it's the type of thing you stop for 1 extra second on while you're scrolling on TikTok, right? And that kind of stuff is gonna be pretty prominent. Like if you can get somebody to stop scrolling for half a second, like that's what the Nanner did, right? I don't really care about these other colors. Maybe you do. Maybe you're like, I want that exact, like 45 bucks. I got 45 bucks right now. I'm looking for this exact profile, you know, and I want like green or black. Then okay, you know, outside of that, it's like the yellow one was kind of funny, but not really. Like it's just a basic, straightforward design. The ergonomics work. It's got kind of that Dmitry Sinkovich look to it. That's pretty much it. If you like it, I think you're okay buying it. Honestly, it's good enough to put in my cheap knives I like playlist. I don't really have a problem with this. I think they probably could have released it for 10 bucks less, but okay, not super upset about it. It's fine. Not something I'm going to tell people to rush out and buy. Even the banana colored one, if you like it and you just want to give yourself a yuck, like sure. But outside of that, like it's something that without it being called the Nanner and having a yellow option, it would be lost in the sea of knives. That's pretty much all there is to it. But not coming down the designer and CJRB, just giving you guys my honest opinion. Still something that I think is generally recommendable for people looking for knives under 75 bucks. That's going to be it today, guys. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.